following is a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network. Let's head up to the broadcast booth for the pregame show right now on Magnitude Sports.
All right, hi, hello, and welcome back, and good morning. Here, 8:57 your local time, as we're back at the Gopher Classic Baseball Tournament out in St. Paul, Minnesota. Eric Tiongson here with Magnitude Sports, and we'd like to thank you for tuning in today. From wherever you may be, it should promise to be another great morning for baseball. The West Fargo Patriots and Mitchell Post 18 facing off here in day 3 of pool play, the final day before gearing up for bracket play. And there's a lot on the line for the Patriots as they come into this game with an undefeated record in pool play. And of course, only one team will emerge out of the pool and into bracket play. Taking a look at these past results for the Patriots, they're 2-0 with a 16-1 win versus Ashland, and then a 10-2 win versus Coon Rapids, that one coming yesterday at this exact same time. And West Fargo will have 2 more games today. They take on Mitchell starting at 9 o'clock, and then after that at 11:30 they'll square off against Creighton Prep. As for Mitchell, been able to only find scores thus far for their first day of action. We do know that Mitchell is at least 1-1 on the year, as they won their first game 11-2 over Coon Rapids in 5 innings, and then falling to Creighton Prep 4-1. Both of those coming on the first day of the tournament. They were scheduled to play Mound West Tonka yesterday, but of course Mound West not showing up to the tournament. So a bye of sorts for all the teams in the pool, and they did play against Ashland, who is also an opponent of West Fargo. Looks like we're about ready to get started here as coaches are meeting with umpires over at the plate. We have starting lineups, so we'll go through the lineups here before we get started, and we'll start off with the visitors on the scoreboard. Mitchell Post 18. It's going to be Seth Muth leading off over in center field. Dylan Solik will be on the mound batting second. Jonah Schmidt will be the third hitter over at first base. Jake Helleloyd will be over at third base batting cleanup. Jace Larson will be the second baseman batting fifth. Peyton Mandel will be at short batting sixth. Hudson Haley will be catching and batting seventh. Brock Sparks will be out in left field batting eighth, and then rounding out the lineup, Joe Vanderscheld, who will be in right field and batting ninth. And for the Patriots, here's how they shape up across the diamond. It's Nolan Dodds on the mound, Easton Heisler catching, Connor Enns over at first, Brennan Hammond at second, Seth Wiggistrand at short, Evan Berg over at third, and then the outfield from right to left, Carter Olean, Trey Stalker, and Matt Heupel. Now just hit 9 o'clock here at the University of Northwestern out in the Roseville area over near the Twin Cities, a little bit closer to St. Paul. Another nice morning out here. Cannot complain about the weather one bit. 74 degrees right now with a 10-mile-per-hour wind. A few clouds in the sky, but gives us a brief respite from the sun that was beating down on us. If you tuned into some of the action yesterday, you might have heard about how that bright and hot and humid sun created some problems for our equipment, and we needed to set up in more shady areas over at Big Willow. But we look to be in good shape here today. And there is Nolan Dodds warming up. Dodds will face off against the top of the order in Seth Muth, Dylan Solik, and Jonah Schmidt. Seth Muth, the leadoff hitter, is actually hitting .360 on the year, driving in 16 runs with scoring 30 runs. He's been a quintessential table setter at the top of this Mitchell order, and they've been red hot going into the Gopher Classic. I mentioned their 1-1 record that we know of in the tournaments, but they came into the Gopher Classic winning 13 of their last 16. Muth, Solik, and Schmidt once again the three coming up, as it looks like Dodds might have a few more tosses. Heisler behind the plate, giving Peyton Jancy a bit of a break. Jancy has been doing the majority of the catching thus far in this tournament. Jancy actually went deep yesterday, hit a home run out towards left field. And it looks like that is the final warm-up pitch. We're about ready to get underway here. It's Mitchell, and it's West Fargo, and it's on Magnitude Sports. So here is Seth Muth to lead things off. Sun starting to come out here behind these clouds. Fortunately, we'll be at our back. For those that have been following West Fargo throughout, you might know that I'm set up here in the football bleachers, as it has proven to be the most convenient location. And the first pitch is going to hit him. Muth taking his base over at first. It's 1 up and 1 on. Dylan Solik up next. Apologies about the innings, as I will get that fixed momentarily. So Solik settling in with 1 on and 0 outs. Solik has been a great bat in the number 2 slot, as he's driven in 25 runs with 12 extra base hits going into this tournament. Reaching base just a little bit over 50%, on base percentage of 55, and batting .427. Pitch on the way, and it's taken for ball 2. 2-0 to Solik with Jonah Schmidt on deck. Dodds from the stretch with the runner on. That one chopped back up the middle, but it's foul. Solik getting a piece of that one as it bounced around. It eventually ended up in play, but first ruled foul. Count at 2-1. Dodds and Solik will reset. Now here's the 2-1. That pitch taken on the corner for strike 2. Count now even to the number 2 hitter. Dodds deals. That pitch taken outside for a ball. West Fargo wearing their home whites. Of course, they're the home team on the scoreboard, complete with the orange numbers and the green and orange trim on the caps. As the runner goes, taken for ball 4, so Muth is going to get into second regardless as Solik walks. Now 2 up and 2 on for Mitchell. And it brings up Jonah Schmidt. So Muth hit by the first pitch of the game, and then Solik walking. That has put the 2 runners on. First pitch, that one through the hole for a hit. Muth is going to round third and head home, and he's in standing up for the first run of the game. Jonah Schmidt with an RBI single, and it's a good start for Mitchell. One nothing here in the top of the first. Runners now on first and second for Jake Helleloyd. First hit of the game here from the number 3 hitter, Schmidt. Jonah Schmidt came into the tournament with 26 RBI and can tack on 1 extra. He also leads the team in triples with 5. We've seen a fair amount of triples throughout this tournament, especially from these West Fargo games. Dodds checking the runner, Solik over at second, as he fires in a fastball for strike 1. Count even to the cleanup man. Solik, who's over at second, will be the starting pitcher here for Mitchell as Lloyd grounds that one foul. Not as much activity around us today. Had a lot going on yesterday. Of course, there's tennis courts and a football field right next to me. And there was soccer practice going on the football field, and a lot of people playing tennis over on the courts. But it's only us here today as the 1-2 is going to be taken high and away for ball 2. Of course, there's also that wiffle ball game going on the softball field right next to us. Nothing so far as that one is going to be tipped just foul. Keeps the count where it is. Lloyd just able to get a piece of that one, and also important for the purpose of the base runners as Solik and Schmidt will have to hold up where they are. Here's another 2-2. That one is also hit foul as that one carries out towards the football field, and you can hear someone from the bleachers saying, "Go after it." Someone will have to make the long run over there. If I had about maybe 100 more yards of cord for my headset, then I could make the run over there as Dodds gets Lloyd with a strikeout for the first out of the inning. Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout is the first out of the game for Nolan Dodds. And it brings up Jace Larson. Larson has driven in 19 runs going into this tournament as he swings and fouls off the first pitch. Count at 0-1. Dodds checking, now firing as Larson takes for a ball. Now it looks like some young fan is walking over and fetching that foul ball as that one is fouled off over on top of the batting cages. Larson gets a piece and puts the count at 1-2. And there's some activity going on in the batting cages. Does not look to be a team affiliated with this tournament. Dodds is 1-2. That one also just tipped foul. 3 foul balls in this at-bat by Jace Larson. Keeps the count at 1-2. Dodds fires again, that one outside. The breeze has been off and on here. I'm taking a look around. Usually like using the flags out near the outfield as sort of a gauge for how windy it is. The flag isn't moving a whole lot, but I can just feel a gentle breeze. A nice bit of relief from the heat as that one is popped up and also foul. Now 4 foul balls in the at-bat. Here's another 2-2. That one a lawn shot over towards short. Nice pick by Wiggistrand, who fires over to second, trying to get 2, and they got him. Oh my goodness. What a double play, and the Patriots get out of the inning. So that's going to do it for the top half of the first as one is stranded. One coming across here for Mitchell. They lead 1-0 here in the top of the first. Nice double play. We'll turn it over to the bottom. We'll be back with more baseball. Eric Tiongson with Magnitude Sports, and we're back in a moment.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate-controlled hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full-swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
All right, welcome back. About to start the bottom of the first between Mitchell and West Fargo, and it's 1-0 in favor of Mitchell post 18. It's going to be the top of the order coming up for the Patriots. Brennan Hammond, Seth Wiggistrand, and Trey Stalker as they face off against Dylan Solik. Solik, the number 2 hitter, and also the starting pitcher today for Mitchell, getting a few warm-up tosses in. For Brennan Hammond in this tournament, he is 2 for 3, batting .666, scoring 3 runs and a run driven in. Reaching base at a pretty high clip, exactly what you want from your leadoff man. Of course, those stats through 2 games of play. And he digs in 11 minutes into this one as we start the bottom of the first. First pitch from Solik. That one is going to be taken high for ball 1. This West Fargo lineup has been causing a lot of problems for the opposition. The 16-1 win versus Ashland and 10-2 versus Coon Rapids as that one is sent out towards center field, and a nice catch by Muth for the first out of the inning. Brings up Seth Wiggistrand. Wiggistrand with a nice play over at short to start off the double play that ended the top of the first. Wiggistrand is 3 for 8 in the Gopher Classic, batting .375, scoring a run and driving in 3 as he takes the first pitch for strike 1. But 26 runs for West Fargo through their first 2 games of play, as Wiggistrand takes to even the count. And that might prove to be crucial depending on how things shake out. Of course, I know through their first day, Creighton Prep was undefeated. I have not gotten a chance to see the scores in their action yesterday. But Creighton Prep and West Fargo will square off next. Mike Mason will be on the call for that one. That should be a fun one, scheduled to start over at 11:30. And one that could very well decide which team makes it out of pool play into bracket play. I got the chance to catch a Creighton Prep game over at the Creighton Prep tournaments when they took on the Post 400 Stars. Count is now 3-1 to Wiggistrand. Solik from the windup. Pitch on the way and taken for ball 4. So Wiggistrand will walk here with 1 down, and it brings up Trey Stalker. I mentioned the offensive dominance for West Fargo. Well, perhaps the biggest catalyst of that has been Trey Stalker. Stalker 4 for 6 in the Gopher Classic, batting .666, scoring 4 runs and driving home 6. Stalker takes the first pitch for a strike. Very dangerous in the number 3 hole. Here's the 0-1 as Stalker takes for a ball. For Mitchell, this is how they shape up across the diamond. Dylan Solik on the mound, Hudson Haley catching, Jonah Schmidt over at first, Jace Larson at second, Peyton Mandel at shortstop, Jake Helleloyd at third base, and then the outfield from right to left, Joe Vandersheld, Seth Muth, and Brock Sparks. Next pitch will be number 10 for Solik. 1-1 dealing. That one is going to be hit foul off the cage. Griffin Stahl, the on-deck hitter, ducking there for a sec. That one just a bit over his head. Count at 1-2. Now Solik will fire back over towards first, checking on the runner Wiggistrand, who slides back in. Wiggistrand with a slight lead over at first base. Pitch comes in, and it's taken low and inside for ball 2. Good battle here between Stalker and Solik. Now here's the 2-2. That one is grounded. Carrying out towards the outfield for a hit. Stalker aboard with another base hit, his 5th of the tournament. Wiggistrand over to second. That brings up Griffin Stahl. Stahl has 2 on with 1 away as West Fargo looks to knot this game back up. Mitchell striking first, that one coming back in the top of the first inning. That one coming off the bat of Jonah Schmidt with an RBI single. Pitch on the way to Stahl, who takes it for a strike. Now that sun is really starting to make its presence known, as I'm sure the temperature will rise throughout the day. It was in the mid-70s when I got here this morning and should promise to only go up as it's been a hot and humid weekend here. Count now even at 1 to Stahl. But I am fortunate where the football press box is, there's a little bit of shade, so it's a nice spot to go walk to during commercial breaks. As Stahl takes for ball 2. Can feel like a lizard laying out in the sun. Picture a lizard on a mailbox in the state of California. As Stahl takes for strike 2. Well, that's how it feels sometimes up here. Of course, heat rises and maybe just a few feet closer to the sun, although scientifically I don't know how much that would actually make a difference. 2-2 on the way, and it's going to be taken for ball 3. Long story short, it's been hot, I'll say that. Certainly not the worst heat that we've had this summer. Full count now to Stahl. Payoff pitch, and that one tipped just foul. Stahl able to stay alive. Next pitch will be number 7 of the at-bat. Matt Heupel, who's in the hole, went to go grab that ball. Heupel will be out in left field today. Another 3-2. That one is going to be skied by Stahl, carrying out towards the outfield. And it's going to be caught by Sparks out in left for out number 2. 2 down now for Evan Berg. Runners holding up at their respective bases. So Berg has Wiggistrand at second and Stalker at first with 2 away. Patriots trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Both teams with a hit thus far. First pitch, that one in for a strike to Berg. That last one, number 20 for Dylan Solik. He's got 10 balls and 10 strikes. 0-1. Catching the zone for strike 2. Solik and company looking to get out of the inning. Berg stepping out of the box, getting a few swings and settling back in. Solik's pitch is going to be taken for a ball as Haley's able to block it. Nice job there by the catcher getting in front of it and holding up the runners at second and first. One-two. And it's taken for strike three. Solik got him. And that'll end the first. For West Fargo, they leave on two. They get one hit, no runs coming across, and your score remains 1-0 as we approach the top half of the second inning. Going to be Peyton Mandel, Hudson Haley, and Brock Sparks, the three duo. Right after this here on Magnitude Sports.
Runnings is celebrating 75 years in business with an incredible 2022 Ford truck giveaway. Just imagine you hitting the road in a brand new, fully loaded Runnings Red Super Crew 4x4 truck. Don't imagine it. Make it happen by entering to win now through August 10th. To register, grab a prize card from your local Runnings store or visit runnings.com/2022 Ford Truck Giveaway. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 or older to enter. Enter to win today, and thank you for shopping at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store.
All right, welcome back. It's Mitchell Post 18 and the West Fargo Patriots here on Magnitude Sports. Day 3 of the Gopher Classic, and your score is 1-0. Mitchell up on top over West Fargo. It's going to be Peyton Mandel leading things off. Mandel, Haley, and Sparks, the three scheduled to hit the 6, 7, and 8 batters. For Nolan Dodds in the first inning of work, he had 22 pitches, 9 balls, and 13 strikes. And his first pitch of inning number 2 is taken for ball 1. 1-0 comes in to even up the count. Dodds working quickly as that one is grounded sharply over towards the Mitchell dugout. Some friendly fire there, as I think that one actually might have been caught. Always a good way to make sure your teammates are paying attention. Count at 1-2. Pitch on the way, check swing. They're going to appeal if he went. And he did. He went for strike 3. Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout for Nolan Dodds, and it's your first out of the inning. Brings up Hudson Haley. Haley, the catcher today. The number 7 hitter. Dodds now with 2 strikeouts on the game. One-0. That one chopped through for a strike. Count even at 1. 1-1 from Dodds, and he finds the zone for a strike. 1-2 now to Haley. Dodds with a strikeout in the previous at-bat, and he's looking for out number 2 right here. And he got it. Dodds gets him swinging for the second out of the inning. It's the 3rd Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout of the game for Nolan Dodds. And it brings up Brock Sparks. Looks like at least a few of the Creighton Prep 5 points players have arrived here at the Diamond. You can see maybe a few of them walking over towards the batting cages. As the pitch from Dodds comes in for strike 1 to Sparks. I actually recognize a few of them as they were up in the press box with me for some of the Creighton Prep tournament games. As that one is grounded by Sparks. Going to be a tough play by Wiggistrand, who fires over to first, and he got him. What a play from Seth Wiggistrand again. And that's going to do it here for the top half of the second. 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no nothing. And we'll take it to the bottom of the second. Mitchell leading West Fargo 1-0 here in the Gopher Classic. Day 3, and we're back with more in a moment.
Buffalo Wild Wings win-win value lineup gives you and your friends more for less. With buy one, get one half off traditional wings every Tuesday. Buy one, get one free boneless wings every Thursday. And $3 tall every day. Only at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
And we're back, about to start the bottom of the second. It's going to be the 6, 7, and 8 due up for West Fargo. Matt Heupel, Connor Enns, and Easton Heisler facing off against Dylan Solik. Solik with 23 pitches in his first inning, 11 balls and 12 strikes for Solik. Also 1 strikeout while allowing 1 hit and 1 walk. So here is Matt Heupel, the left fielder, who will lead things off in the bottom of the second. Couple of strikeouts and a nice play by Wiggistrand to end the top half of the inning. Heupel takes the first pitch high and away for a ball. Game 1 of 3 that we'll be doing on Magnitude today. Of course, mentioned earlier, there's this game, and then the next game, West Fargo versus Creighton Prep, where Mike Mason will be on the call for that. And then at a scheduled 4:30 pitch, it'll be the Post 400 Stars taking on Mankato National, and yours truly will be over at Big Willow doing that game. 2-0 on the way, and it's taken for a strike to Heupel. That representing the final game of pool play for Post 400. He's next to the final games of pool play for West Fargo. 2-1, and Heupel takes that one a ball. But it's been a fun time out here in the Twin Cities. Been able to see some new ballparks, see some new teams play, see some great games. As Heupel takes for strike 2 to fill up the count. Meet some new people. You can never complain when you get to travel to a place like the Twin Cities for work. And you can never complain when you get to watch baseball for work. Payoff pitch, Heupel smokes that one just off the backstop. And that one might have gone over the fence on the softball field that's right next to us. That one jumping off the bat and going practically sideways. Payoff pitch, survey says foul ball. And that one does go to the softball field and off the wall for extra bases. Rounding third and coming home is the runner as that scores over on the softball field. Another 3-2, and Heupel takes for ball 4. 1 up and 1 on for the Patriots. One of the Mitchell players making the long run out all the way to the warning track to grab that ball from the adjacent field. Here's Connor Enns, the number 7 hitter, with a runner on first and 0 outs. And swinging at the first pitch and fouling it off. Count at 0-1. Second pitch from Solik. That one chopped on the ground as Mandel fires over to second. Could be 2 as the throw comes into first. That one on a bounce as Enns is safe over at first base. So Mitchell able to get the lead runner over at second. Enns will be safe at first on the fielder's choice. Easton Heisler, the catcher, up next. Heisler has Enns at first base. First pitch, and Heisler takes for a strike. Oh, 1 from Solik. That one is carrying out towards the gap in the outfield, back over towards the wall, and it bounces off of the wall for extra bases. And is going to be held up over at third as Heisler is in standing up at second with a one-out double. First extra base hit of the game for either team, and it puts on 2 for Carter Olean. Olean with 2 in scoring position, 1 down, and a golden chance here for West Fargo to try and tie this game up. Olean representing the bottom of the order. He will call time and step out of the box, and it looks like we'll have a courtesy runner for the catcher Heisler. It's going to be Cooper Borkart coming on. So Borkart to second, ends over at third. 30 minutes into this ball game, and it just got a whole lot more interesting. Now the umpire probably marking something down, taking note of the courtesy runner. And from my understanding, as it was explained to me, I believe the way it works is now Borkart will have to be the courtesy runner for Heisler every time, and that's why the umpire is taking note. At least that was the rules over at the Kindred game. I'd have to imagine something similar is in place here as Olean takes the first pitch for ball 1. Of course, yesterday also offered confirmation that it is an 8-run rule after 5. As it was an 8-run margin of victory, and the game was called after 6, I believe. As Olean takes for ball 2. Game I'm referring to, of course, the 10-2 victory, West Fargo over Coon Rapids. But normally, back in North Dakota for league play, if that is the proper term, it is a 10-run rule after 5. Count is now at 2-1 to Olean. Big at bat right here. 2-1. Ooh, that one got him. And he's going to wear it on over to first as that loads the bases. Second hit batter of the game. Now one player for each team getting hit. Bases loaded now for Brennan Hammond. Hammond 0 for 1, flying out to center his first time up. Connor Enns at third, Cooper Borkart at second, Carter Olean at first. Those are your faces on the bases for the Patriots as some are going to score. Coming home to score is Connor Enns, being held up at third is Cooper Borkart, and it's a 1-run single for Brennan Hammond. Tie game at 1-1. Bases remain loaded for Seth Wiggistrand. Wiggistrand walking his first trip to the plate. And he takes the first pitch high for a ball. Wiggistrand on the ground over towards short. Mandel firing over to second. Could this be 2 as the throw is on the way? And Wiggistrand beats the throw as the run comes home to score. Borkart scoring, and West Fargo takes the lead. 2-1 your score here in the bottom of the second. Chalk that up as a RBI fielder's choice of sorts. Runners on the corners now for Trey Stalker, who's 1 for 1 with a single. First pitch inside to Stalker for a ball. So 2 coming across here in the bottom of the second. That pitch is going to be taken by Stalker for a strike. So look, checking the runner, Wiggistrand. Pitch taken high for a ball. 2-1 to Stalker. Now 28 total runs for West Fargo in their campaign of the Gopher Classic. Ooh, and that one hit him. Stalker takes one high and tight. And that'll reload the bases. Bases loaded now for Griffin Stahl. Stahl 0 for 1, flying out to left. Now Haley's going to have a quick word with Solik. So it's Carter Olean at third, Seth Wiggistrand at second, Trey Stalker over at first. Those are your faces on the bases for the Patriots here in the bottom of the second. Bases loaded up now for the third time in this inning. Stahl settles in. First pitch to him is taken for a strike. Stahl drove home 2 runs in his previous start. That one the first game versus Ashland. Stahl takes to even the count. Going 2 for 3 in that game, scoring 2 runs as well. One. Solik's pitch finding the zone for a strike. On the hunt for a huge third out right here. Trying to send this game to the top of the third. One, two. That one going to be skied foul. That one dropping just fair over on the softball field. Pitch taken for a ball. Count now even at 2 with 2 down. 2's across the board here in the bottom of the second. Solik winds up and delivers again. And it's taken just high and away for ball 3. Full count now to Griffin Stahl. Payoff pitch on the way with the second inning hanging in the balance. Runners go, and he got him. What a big strikeout for Dylan Solik, and that ends the second. 3 are going to be left on by West Fargo as they score 2, and they take the lead here. 2-1 your score after 2, and we'll take it to the top of the third. It's going to be Joe Vanderscheld, Seth Muth, and Dylan Solik, the 9, 1, and 2 due up after this in a moment on Magnitude.
Signorama of Fargo is the trusted, preferred signage vendor of NDSU athletics. The global leader in the sign and graphic industry, Signorama is the way to grow your business. Competitive prices, free consultations and estimates, signage solutions that fit your budget. Signorama is locally owned and committed to community support. Trusted by the Bison, be a championship business with Signorama. Call or go online at sarvalley.com.
The Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota is the place for you and your friends to come and enjoy cold drinks, great food, and sports all under a friendly and fun atmosphere. Whether it's the Vikings, Twins, Wild, NDSU Bison, or one of your favorite teams, watch all the games at the Knickerbocker. Open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m., and Sunday, 12 noon to 2 a.m. You can find the Knickerbocker at 412 Main Avenue in Hickson, just a 10-minute drive south of Fargo. Take University Drive, head south until you arrive.
All right, so we're back. About to start the third inning of play as Joe Vanderscheld will dig into the box, facing off against Nolan Dodds, who has 32 pitches through his first 2 innings of work, 11 balls and 21 strikes. So that first pitch is going to be grounded over towards Wiggistrand at short, over to first base. 1 pitch, 1 out. Peak efficiency right there for Nolan Dodds as it brings us back to the top of the order. Seth Muth, who was hit by the very first pitch of the game, settling in. For Dodds, after his first trip around the order, he is struck out 3 while allowing a hit and a walk and 1 run. Foul ball puts the count at 0-1. Moves back into the box. Dodds' pitch, that one taken away for a ball. Now Muth ahead in the counts at 2-1. 40 minutes into this ball game as we're here in the top of the third now. 9:41 your local time. It was another early morning, but a little bit of coffee as well as a terrifying experience with a wasp really helped wake me up in the morning. As Muth takes for strike 2. There's been a lot of bugs around the fields here. Fair amount of bees over at Big Willow. But I felt a bug land on my arm this morning while setting up, and just ignorantly I swatted at it, not realizing what I was tangling with, and then being scared for my life as the payoff pitch is chopped over towards Evan Berg over at third, and his throw is on time for out number 2. Nice play by Berg at the hot corner. 2 up and 2 down as it brings up Dylan Solik. Solik walking his first time up. It's actually the second near-death experience I've had here, as walking back from the 9 a.m. game yesterday after that conclusion. There are a few players throwing over in the outfield, and an errant throw got over the fence down the right field line and was approximately about a half foot away from my head. As Solik takes for ball 1. Solik chopping that one in the ground to even up the count. I'll say I've never gotten hit in the head with a baseball, and I certainly don't intend to. 1-1. Taken for ball 2. Dodds has been locked in here, retiring the last 5 batters he's faced. That one is going to be popped up, and it could be number 6 as it's out in foul territory. We'll see who calls for it as that one drops just away from Connor Enns. Foul ball puts the count at 2-2. Enns, Olean, and Hammond were all in the neighborhood of that fly ball, but just escaping their grasp. 2-2. Taken outside for ball 3. Full count to Dylan Solik. That one chopped. Berg over at third, firing to first, throw on the way and in time for out number 3. So that's going to do it here for the top half of the third. It's back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Nolan Dodds. No runs, no hits, no errors, no nothing as we take it to the bottom. 1-2 your score. The Patriots leading Mitchell post 18, and we're back with Evan Berg, Matt Heupel, and Connor Enns after this on Magnitude Sports.
Life is busy, and we all get distracted from time to time. But at Starion, they work hard to keep what's important to me in focus. They are continually upgrading their technology, so I can spend more time playing and less time banking. And although I can do almost all of my banking away from the branch, visiting my banker in person puts a smile on my face and reminds me they're always there for me, ready to help.
All right, so welcome back to the Gopher Classic up here in the open air press box. Our little fort set up here in the football bleachers Fort Magnitude as about to start the bottom of the third inning here. Evan Berg, Matt Heupel, and Connor ends the 3-2 up, the 5, 6, and 7 for West Fargo. For Dylan Solik, he's on 51 pitches on the game, 25 balls, 26 strikes for him. As that first pitch is going to be taken for strike one to Berg. Berg 0 for 1 with a strikeout his first time up. A couple of nice plays over at third in the previous half inning. Berg takes for a ball. One. Ball 2. You might be able to hear the pinging sound of metal bats in the cages off in the distance, and that is the sound of 5 Points Creighton Prep taking some cuts and getting ready for their matchup. And once again, that one can be found scheduled first pitch at 11:30, and it should be a good one. Creighton Prep and West Fargo. Solik finds his own for strike 2. Full counts to Berg to start things off here in the bottom of the third. Payoff pitch survey says popped up and just over me. As that ball crashed down on the bleachers. Noisy foul ball keeps the count full. Another 3-2. And that one is sent out, carrying out towards left field. If it stays fair, it's gone, and it is. Evan Berg with a tater, and it's 3-1. Solo shot, second home run of the tournament for West Fargo. Peyton Jancy with one yesterday in the similar area, and now Berg joining in on the fun. The Patriots doubling their lead here in the bottom of the third. That one was a no-doubter. Matt Heupel up next. Heupel walking in his first trip to the plate. Heupel takes the pitch for a ball, 1-0. From Solik. Pitch taken for ball 2. It's 290 down that left field line. That ball clearing the fence with ease. Probably over in the vicinity of where a few cars have been parked. 2-0 up high for ball 3. There was a search party to go find Jancy's home run ball yesterday. Not sure if they actually ended up yielding results, as I saw them take off and look for the ball and never actually come back. Perhaps a perilous journey to go find that ball, as Heupel will walk on 4 pitches. So Heupel over to first after the walk for Connor Enns. Enns 0 for 1, reaching on a fielder's choice. Chopped over towards third. That one getting past Mandel and Helleloyd as it gets through for a single. Connor Enns aboard with his first hit of the game. These West Fargo bats starting to heat up here in the third. Easton Heisler up next. Heisler 1 for 1 with a double. And what has been one of 2 extra base hits in this game thus far. The double by Heisler, then the home run by Berg. Bunt being shown as it comes in for a strike. First baseman Schmidt on his horse, charging in and playing shallow. You could hear practically the entirety of the dugout call out that bunt too. Good communication. They stress talking out in the field is paramount. Now runner goes. Actually, not runner goes. That's the shortstop Mandel tripping me up once again. As that comes in for strike 2 to Heisler. That's not the first time that that's gotten me. It happened a few weeks ago in a game. I saw the shortstop running over on a play in a similar situation to that and mistaking him for the runner. 0-2. And that one taken for strike 3. Solik gets him looking for a Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout and your first out of the inning. Strikeout number 3 on the game for Solik. Brings up Carter Olean. Olean was hit by a pitch his first time up, and now it looks like the infield is going to come in for Mitchell as they're going to talk things over here. Your score is 3-1 here in the bottom of the third. 1 run coming home on the home run, a solo home run by Evan Berg. West Fargo threatening for more. Heupel over at second, ends over at first. Carter Olean, the number 9 hitter in the box. 50 minutes now into the ball game. And the meeting will be adjourned quickly. Did read in the rule book, it looks like, called the Old Pros rule. We're allowed to have 1 meeting on the mound per inning, as Olean will take for ball 1. So Mitchell using their mound meeting up for the inning right there. In search of outs number 2 and 3 here in the third. 1-0 to Olean, who takes for a ball. Olean out in right field and renowned for his arm strength. I've actually seen him get 2 assists out from right field thus far in the season. As the 2-0's taken for ball 3, and now taking off for second and third is going to be Enz and Heupel. And they're both in standing up. "3-0 the count to Carter Olean, and should he walk, that would load the bases for the top of the order and Brennan Hammond. Next pitch will be number 70 for Solik. 3-0, and it's taken for a strike. Olean looked ready to take off for first, but the umpire's saying not so fast, and he'll settle back into the box with a 3-1 count. Solik again, that one fouled off. And the count filled at 3-2. Payoff pitch. Survey says foul ball. That one over towards Wimbledon. Olean stays alive. Another 3-2. And it's taken for ball 4. Olean will walk. Bases loaded now for Brennan Hammond. Heupel over at third, ends at second. Olean at first. Those are your faces on the bases for the Patriots in what is now the 4th bases loaded scenario they've had. Hammond is 1 for 2, flying out and then singling his last time up. First pitch to Hammond, high for a ball. Solik's 1-0 from the windup. Inside, and Hammond twirling away from that one. 2-0 the count. 2 West Fargo batters hit by a pitch. 1 Mitchell batter hit by a pitch. Already 3 hit batsmen. Nearly a 4th. 2-0, that one skied very high and getting dangerously close towards me as it will drop just shy. And had the deer in the headlights moment right there. I truly did not know what I was going to do. Puts the count at 2-1. Solik's pitch, that one is going to be taken just upstairs for ball 3. Three-1 pitch. And it's going to be taken for ball 4. Heupel will score on the walk. 4-1, West Fargo adding to their lead. Now Seth Wiggistrand up, and it looks like probably a pitching change imminent as Solik is going to give the ball off. So that's going to do it for Dylan Solik. 78 pitches on the game as he went 2 1/3 innings, while also notching 3 strikeouts, surrendering 5 hits and 5 walks. And we'll see who the new man out on the mound is going to be for Mitchell as he warms up. Face off against Seth Wiggistrand with the bases loaded. take a quick break while the pitcher warms up. We'll get his name and number, and we'll be right back. Wiggistrand settling in with the bases loaded right after this.
Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
And we're back. Wiggistrand settling into the box as he takes his first pitch for ball one. It's Peyton Mandel who's out on the mound, coming over from shortstop, and trying my best to identify the new shortstop, as I'm not sure if it's a straight swap or not. But Mandel coming in relief for Solik as his second pitch finds the zone for a strike. 1-1 to Wiggistrand. Wiggistrand 0 for 1 walking and reaching on a fielder's choice. 1-1 pitch, that one hit the other way, and that's going to be 2. Right into the glove of Jonah Schmidt. They turn 2 and end the inning. How about that? That'll strand 2 for West Fargo as they score 2, and your score 4-1 here. West Fargo leading Mitchell post 18, and we're back with more baseball here on Magnitude Sports, the Gopher Classic, and we'll be back in a moment.
Do you have a teen ready for driving lessons? Don't know what they need to do or when things need to be done? If busyness keeps you from driving with them, then Gotta Go Driving School is the place to call. Jeff Weber at Gotta Go Driving School has been teaching driving lessons to all age groups since 1991. Call Jeff at Gotta Go Driving, 238-0236. Jeff will tell you to start planning ahead now. Don't wait. Got a new driver? Then it's Gotta Go Driving School. Talk to Jeff or go online at gottagodrivingschool.com.
All right, we rejoin you here live in the top of the 4th inning, as it's going to be the heart of the order to up for Mitchell. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Jonah Schmidt, Jake Helleloyd, and Jace Larson, facing off against Nolan Dodds, who had 45 pitches through his first 3 innings of work, and pitch number 46 is going to carry through the hole for a hit. Schmidt aboard with his second hit of the game. He's now 2 for 2. And that first hit was an RBI single for Schmidt, scoring the lone run thus far for Mitchell. Jake Helleloyd due up next, and he's 0 for 1, striking out his first time up. In fact, Schmidt with the 2 sole hits on the game for Mitchell, as Helleloyd is going to get hit by a pitch. So make that now 4 total hit batters, 2 for each team, as Jace Larson will dig in. Larson 0 for 1 grounding out. He's got 2 on with 0 outs. And a good chance here for Mitchell to claw their way back into the game. First pitch popped up very, very high, out towards the edge of the infield, as it's going to be caught by Hammond over at second base for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Peak efficiency there for Nolan Dodds. Up next is Peyton Mandel, who started the game over at shortstop and came into the game as a relief pitcher. Mandel is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He was able to coax a nice double play hit over towards Schmidt, the first baseman, in what ended the inning. It was a bases loaded situation with one down. 1-0 to Mandel. Dodds checking the runner. From the stretch, pitch on the way and taken. Fastball low for ball 2. Now 50 pitches for Nolan Dodds. Pitch number 51 is in for a strike. 20 balls and 31 strikes for Nolan Dodds. Two-one. That one carrying out towards left field. Hit hard but foul. That one off the wall but in foul territory. Nice shot off the bat of Mandel, but he'll dig back into the box with a 2-2 count. Two. And he holds off to fill up the count. Payoff pitch from Dodds. And it's going to be taken for ball 4. And that'll load the bases. So here we go as Hudson Haley will settle in with the bases loaded. Haley 0 for 1 with a strikeout in this game. Looks like there's going to be a brief conference out on the mound for West Fargo. Bases loaded with one down for Mitchell as they trail by 3, but a very good chance for them to try and get some runs back. Haley, then Sparks, and Vanderscheld, the 3 scheduled to hit the 7, 8, and 9. Just an hour into this game now, hour and 1 minute. Schmidt over at third, Hallow-Lloyd at second, and Mandel over at first. Those are your faces on the bases for post 18. It looks like the umpire is going to walk out and maybe break this meeting up, as they will adjourn it and take their spots back out on the diamond. Big at bat right here, nearly halfway through this one. Maybe some momentum starting to swing in the favor of Mitchell. This is a team that was on a tear coming into the Gopher Classic, as Haley will take for ball 1. That one taken for to Hudson Haley. Dodds again, his pitch taken for ball 3, and now firing back over to third is Heisler, checking on the runner Schmidt. No dice there as the bases remain loaded with a 3-0 count. And now Dodds has to walk a tightrope of sorts while pitching. 3-0, and it's taken for strike 1. Let the high wire act begin. Haley and Dodds sizing each other up. 3-1, chopped up the middle, charging in over at second is going to be Hammond, who will get the runner out at first as one comes home to score. Schmidt touching home, and that makes it a 2-4 game. Deficit trimmed to 2. Brings up Brock Sparks with 2 in scoring position. Hallow-Lloyd at third, Mandel at second for Sparks with 2 away. Sparks is 0 for 1 with a ground out. And he takes the first pitch high and away for a ball. Mitchell now scoring 1 in the first and 1 in the fourth. Still hanging around in this game, and still plenty of ball game left, not even halfway through. 1-0. That one upstairs for ball 2. Dodds back out onto the mound from the windup. His pitch is taken for a strike. 2-1 now to Brock Sparks as the pitch comes in and is taken for strike 2. Dodds looking to end the top of the 4th right here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down. And that one just tipped foul. Sparks just barely able to stay alive. And might that foul tip prove to be crucial? These two trading blows. Who will land the haymaker? Taken for ball 3. Full count now to Sparks. First base is open, so should he walk, that would load the bases. Payoff pitch. That one flared out foul. Lunging across to get a piece of that one. And Sparks lives to see another pitch. Pitch taken, and it's taken for strike 3. Dodds got him to get out of the inning. A Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout will end the top of the 4th. As we are now halfway through this one, and we'll be back with more baseball as a couple are stranded. 2 stranded as 1 come across for Mitchell. The score now 4-2, West Fargo leading Mitchell post 118. And it's going to be Trey Stalker, Griffin Stahl, and Evan Berg, the 3, 4, and 5 duo. Right after this, and a few words from your sponsors.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate-controlled hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full-swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
Welcome back. Welcome to the second half of this ball game, and it's a good one. 2-4 your score with Mitchell post 18 and the West Fargo Patriots. 2-run lead for West Fargo as they turn things over to their bats here in the bottom of the 4th. Trey Stalker settling in, and Stalker is 1 for 1, singling and then hit by a pitch his last time up. And he takes the first pitch for ball 1. Peyton Mandel back out on the mound after coming in relief. He had 3 pitches in his previous 3rd inning of work. I guess technically 2/3, as it was a double play that was turned. A line shot into the glove of the first baseman, Jonah Schmidt, was able to easily step on the bag for the 2nd and 3rd outs of the inning. 2-0, and Stalker takes for ball 3. Stalker been arguably the most productive hitter in this tournament for West Fargo, and on the verge of walking to start things off. And he will. He walks on 4 pitches. 1 on now for Griffin Stahl. Stahl 0 for 2, flying out and then striking out his last time up. Brief pause here as it looks like umpire is calling time. Something maybe getting sorted out. There's some activity up in the bullpen for West Fargo as well. As Stahl settles in. It's Caleb Anderson who's getting warm. Anderson up in the pen, and that'll be something to monitor throughout the game as Stahl sends that one out towards center field. On the run is Muth, tracking back towards the warning track, and he makes the catch, crashing into the wall. What a catch by Seth Muth for the first out of the inning. Wow. 1 pitch, 1 out, peak efficiency. And great play out in center field has been a theme of this tournament for those that might have caught the Post 400 Stars game that took place in the previous evening. There are a few nice catches by both center fielders as well as a nice double play turned by the center fielder for Yankton. Here's Evan Berg, who's 1 for 2 with a strikeout, then the solo home run his last time up. Now it looks like one of the coaches for Mitchell is going to go have a word with the umpire. Berg has Stalker over at first with 1 away. Those two exchanging pleasantries as they will retake their spots, and now the umpire going to have a word with the home plate umpire. For Mitchell in this game, the 2 runs scored have been driven home by Jonah Schmidt and then Hudson Haley. And as for West Fargo, Brennan Hammond with 2 RBI, Seth Wiggistrand with 1, Evan Berg with 1. Those representing your runs driven in. I guess they were just appealing over towards first. Appealing, and the ruling is that Stalker is safe. So 1 up, or I should say 1 on and 1 down for Berg, who will now walk on over and get a little bit closer to his third base coach. Umpire still explaining something to the coach as he will retreat back into the dugout. The appeal is a funny thing in baseball. A few weeks ago in a game between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Washington Nationals, there was actually a scenario with an appeal which resulted in the rare 4th out rule happening. That pitch is going to be taken for ball 1. And I'll admit, even after reading over the article a couple of times, I still didn't quite fully grasp what happened, but there was a line shot hit over towards the first baseman who caught it to try and turn 2, and he ended up turning 2, but something to do with having to appeal at the right time, as that one is going to be sent out towards center field. Berg's shot carrying out towards the wall and bouncing off the wall for extra bases. Deep drive by Evan Berg for a double, and his hot night continues. Now 2 for 3 with a homer and a double, and 2 in scoring position for Matt Heupel. Heupel walking his first 2 times up. That last hit, number 6 on the game for West Fargo. But I highly encourage you to go look up that story about the 4th out between the Pirates and the Nationals and what ultimately resulted in a 1-run game. That is the best that I could explain it. This was also a while ago that I read that article. Heupel takes the first pitch for a strike to put the count at 0-1. West Fargo threatening to restore their 3-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th as Heupel takes to even the count. Berg at second, Stalker at third, 1 down. Connor ends in the on-deck circle. Pitch on the way as that one is fouled off by Heupel. The scoreboard says 0-2. I have 1-2 on my phone. I'll admit, I'm not 100% sure which one is right. But we'll probably find out very quickly here. Pitch on the way. That one is also flared foul. Back-to-back foul balls by Matt Heupel. Heupel's previous at-bat, he was walked, and that is what, in essence, drove home the run with his RBI. And now a 3rd straight foul ball by Heupel. Good battle between Heupel and Mandel. Another pitch on the way. Taken inside for a ball. Time will be called as Schmidt will have a quick word with Mandel, the pitcher. Those two conversing about something. Perhaps Schmidt noticing something. Sense of urgency when he ran over there. Of course, oftentimes it's the pitcher and the catcher that meet over on the mound. Pitch to Heupel on the way, and Heupel takes away for a ball. Now I'd have to assume that perhaps the way I kept track was incorrect, as the umpire has not corrected and thrown up the 3-2. So I'm going to assume it's 2-2 now to Heupel. As Heupel swings, and that one also fouled off. And there's a player for Mitchell who was already over at the softball field grabbing the foul balls, and they might as well just station him over there, as it has been a very popular landing spot. And a young fan going to help him out. Pitch on the way. Heupel takes for a ball. And now the count is full at 3-2. This next pitch will be pitch number 9 of the at-bat. Good battle between Heupel and Mandel. Payoff pitch. Survey says swung through for strike 3. Mandel with a huge strikeout for the second out of the inning. Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout brings up Connor Enns. Enns with 2 in scoring position and 2 down. Enns 1 for 2, reaching on a fielder's choice and then a single his last time up. First pitch, big chop for strike 1. Mitchell looking to get out of the 4th without surrendering any runs. They pulled 1 back in the top of the 4th and looking to keep that momentum rolling. 0-1 inside for a ball. One pitch. That one high and tight for ball 2. Just over the dome of Enns. Two-one pitch, but before that comes in, Mandel will check on Berg over at second. Jace Larson, the second baseman, hovering around in the area. 2-1. Taken for ball 3. And should Enns walk, that would load the bases for Easton Heisler. Heisler, the catcher in the on-deck circle. He's got some of his equipment on right now, ready to go in at a moment's notice, but also ready to hit. And he will hit as Enns takes high for ball 4. Bases loaded now for Easton Heisler. Heisler 1 for 2 with a double and then a strikeout. As he will take off the protection around his legs and trot on over towards the box. Stalker at third, Berg at second, Enns at first. Those are your faces on the bases for the Patriots. First pitch, and Heisler takes for strike 1. But for Mandel and the rest of Mitchell, the situation remains the same. Just need 1 out here to end the 4th. 0-1 is up high for a ball. Count even. And 1-2 Heisler. Mandel from the windup. That pitch dribbled back over towards Mandel, who should have an easy play with the underhand toss to end the 4th. That'll do it for the 4th through 4. Your score 4-2. West Fargo leading Mitchell as 3 are stranded and no coming across. It's a 2-run ball game as you head towards the 5th, and we'll be back with more baseball in a moment on Magnitude Sports.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Why do I choose to work here? It's the people. It's the feeling that you get when you've been gone for a weekend and everybody's genuinely happy to see you and you're so happy to see them too.
They are wonderful. The staff is wonderful. They are so friendly. They're so happy all the time.
It's a family. It's just that overall culture that we have. It's a great culture and I'm very lucky to be a part of it.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
All right, so we're back here at the Gopher Classic as Nolan Dodds' night on the mound is going to be done. And coming in is going to be Caleb Anderson. Anderson, who was getting warm in the previous inning for West Fargo, will settle in here on the mound in inning number 5 of play. And the first pitch from Anderson is in for a strike to Joe Vandersheld. Nolan Dodds with a pretty good start, 4 innings. 17 batters faced, 68 total pitches, as well as 4 strikeouts while allowing 2 runs, surrendering 2 hits and 2 walks. Count is even at 1 to Vandersheld. 1-1. That fastball is taken low for ball 2. We saw Anderson warm up in the previous game yesterday in the morning, but never ended up coming in, and now getting his first work here in the Gopher Classic. 2-1, and that one fouled off. One nearly hitting the light pole there over the tennis courts. The count is even at 2. Two, and Vandersheld will take for ball 3. So a full count here to start off the top of the 5th. Mitchell able to get 1 run in the previous inning, and they've got 9 outs to get to the remaining 2. That'll be a good start as Vandersheld will walk. 1 up and 1 on as it's back to the top of the order. Seth Muth, who is 0 for 1, hit by the first pitch of the game and then grounding out. Muth, Solik, and Schmidt representing the top of the order. Anderson from the stretch now. His pitch taken for ball 1. Brief pause in action as Muth steps out. Now back in. 1-0 pitch, and that one finding the zone to even the count. Hour 23 now gone here, as it is 10:24 out in the Twin Cities. What has been a fairly quickly moving game as that one is chopped, and that one over the head of Berg for a hit. And now the runner Vandersheld is sinking 3. Throw on the way as he slides in, and he's out. Vandersheld out at third for the first out of the inning. Heupel getting him from left, Berg getting the tag down in time. Muth on over to second with 1 away. Dylan Solik up next. Solik is 0 for 1 walking and then grounding out. And another runner thrown out on the base paths in this tournament. Between the games that we've done with the Stars and with the Patriots, I think I've lost track of how many, and speaking of losing track, another batter is going to get hit. Solik hit by the first pitch of the at-bat. Now the 5th batter hit in this game. That'll put runners on first and second for Jonah Schmidt. Schmidt is having a nice day at the plate. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles, including driving home the first run of the game. Schmidt also had a nice double play out over at first base. Big at-bat right here for Mitchell. First pitch to Schmidt and a big chop for strike 1. And now the eyes of a lot of these 5 points players who are waiting in the wings for the next game have turned over towards the field for a high leverage situation. All eyes on this at-bat as Schmidt takes for ball 1. One from Anderson. That one carrying over the backstop and foul. Counts now at 1-2. This next pitch could prove to be crucial for either team. One, two. And it's taken for strike 3. Anderson punches him out for the second out of the inning. His first Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout of the game. And it brings up Jake Helleloyd. 0 for 1, striking out and then hit by a pitch. Muth at second, Solik at first. 2 down now in the top of the 5th. First pitch and he takes low for a ball. That second out proving to be crucial as now there's a force out at any base. West Fargo needing just 1 to end the top of the 5th. Anderson's pitch catches the zone for strike 1. For Mitchell, they now have 7 outs to play with to try and make up the 2 runs. One. That one driven high and hard but foul. And a young fan on the move with glove in hand, chasing after that one. Tossing another ball on the way. Count at 1-2. And that one hit him. Helleloyd hit by a pitch for the second time in the game. Oh my goodness. Bases loaded now for Jace Larson. And what a chance this is. Muth at third, Solik at second, and Helleloyd over at first. Your faces on the bases for post 18. For Jace Larson, he's 0 for 2, grounding out and flying out. And he's in a very big spot right here. In what could be the at-bat of the night. Or of the morning, I should say. Still in the AM hours of the day as Larson swings at the pitch for strike 1. Hour and a half into this one and the fans on the edge of their bleachers. 0-1 line shot up the middle and just past Hammond. That's going to tie the game. Coming home to score is Solik, and it's 4-4. 2-run single for Jace Larson, and it's game on. What a game.
Now batting number 13, Peyton Mandel.
Peyton Mandel up next. Mandel 0 for 1, striking out and then walking. Runners at second and first for him. We're now level at 4 apiece. First pitch, and he takes for a strike. Counts at 0-1. Anderson from the stretch, popped up, out towards foul territory. On the move is Ends, and he makes the catch in foul territory for out number 3. So 2 are going to be stranded as 2 come across for Mitchell, and they tie the game up 4-4 here. It's shaping up to be a good one, as we'll be right back with more baseball. It's the Gopher Classic. It's Mitchell, it's West Fargo, and we're back with more in a moment after this.
Life is busy, and we all get distracted from time to time. But at Starion, they work hard to keep what's important to me in focus. They are continually upgrading their technology, so I can spend more time playing and less time banking. And although I can do almost all of my banking away from the branch, visiting my banker in person puts a smile on my face and reminds me they're always there for me, ready to help.
All right, welcome back. About to start the bottom of the 5th inning, what is now a tie game between Mitchell, Post 18, and the West Fargo Patriots. Eric Jackson here with Magnitude Sports, and we have some company up in the open air press box now too. Mike Mason, who will be on the call for the next game, joining us here and offering some moral support and taking in this great game. Carter Olean, the number 9 hitter, will be leading things off here in the bottom of the 5th, as the first pitch is going to be fouled. Olean is 0 for 0, hit by a pitch and then walking his last time up. After Olean, Brennan Hammond and Seth Wiggistrand scheduled to hit, as the wind picks up just a tiny bit. 0-1, and it's taken for a ball. Count now even to Olean, and he takes for ball 2. That last pitch, number 30 for Mandel. 16 balls and 14 strikes for him. Two-1 on the way. That one is going to be taken for a ball. He was showing bunts, but able to pull back in time. Some more activity going on in the bullpen for West Fargo, as it's Skylar Horde warming up. So Anderson coming in not too long ago, and now it's Skylar Horde getting warm. And we'll see if that is a potential change made soon for the Patriots. 3-2, that one hit the other way, carrying out towards right field. Vanderscheld on the run, over towards the wall, and it bounces off. Extra bases for Olean, who's thinking 3. Rounding second as the throw comes in. Olean is in, standing up with a triple. Another 3-bagger for the Patriots. Leadoff triple brings it back to the top of the order.
Now batting number 5, Brennan Hammond.
So here is Brennan Hammond, who's 1 for 2, flying out, singling, and then walking. Tie game, and West Fargo threatening to get the lead back. First pitch Hammond takes. Ball 1. Back and forth between these two teams. Good action here to start things off. 1-0, skied very high. And a fan trying to get underneath it as it drops maybe a few feet to the left of him for a foul ball. No glove on his hand, would have been very hard on his palm. Maybe the reason why there was a half-hearted attempt towards it, as that one is lined out towards center field, and sliding in to make the catch is Muth. Firing over towards home, as tagging up and scoring is Olean. West Fargo get the lead back. Sacrifice fly scores the run, and it's 5-4. Seth Wiggistrand to do up. Wiggistrand 0 for 2, walking, reaching on a fielder's choice, and then lining out. Wiggistrand tipping foul for strike 1. That line out actually was the aforementioned double play, finding the glove of Schmidt over at first. Oh, 1, and Wiggistrand takes for ball 1. Combined 11 hits between these two teams, 4 for Mitchell and 7 for West Fargo. Between that, some nice plays out in the field, some nice pitching. We've seen a little bit of everything here today. 2-1 now to Wiggistrand. Wiggistrand, grounder up the middle, through for a hit. Aboard with his first hit of the game. Now 1 for 3 with that single. It brings up Trey Stalker. Stalker 1 for 1, a single hit by a pitch and then walking. Peyton Mandel now on 40 pitches on the game, 20 balls and 20 strikes for him. Now firing back over to first and checking on the runner as a pitch came in for a strike. Mandel will check the runner, Wiggistrand. 0-1, that one skied foul. And another temporary souvenir. Count now at 0-2. Mandel deals again. That one dribbled foul down the line, carrying out towards the fence that protects the bullpen. It looks to be some activity up in the pen now for Mitchell, too. Tough to make out who is throwing. There's a light pole that's blocking the view, but we do see 2 players from Mitchell throwing around in the pen. Maybe a pitching change imminent for them. Oh, 2 line shot dropping into left field for a hit. Wiggistrand's thinking to go into third, and Wiggistrand slides in as Stalker goes over to second with a double. And his strong campaign at the Gopher Classic continues, now 2 for 2 with a double and a single. Chalk up another hit for West Fargo. They lead now 5-4 here after the sacrifice fly. 1 down and two in scoring position for Griffin Stahl as the Patriots threaten for more. Stahl is 0 for 3, flying out, striking out, and then flying out again. First pitch of the at-bat, Stahl sends it foul. One clanging off the dugout of the softball field. And what I would do to see a spray chart of all the foul balls hit over these few days here at the University of Northwestern. Oh, 1 on the ground and just past Schmidt over at first. That's going to score Wiggistrand. Being waved home is Stalker as the throw comes in and Stalker touches home. 2 more runs coming on the board. Griffin Stahl with a 2-run single. Now 7-4 your score. Brings up Evan Berg, who's had a great day at the plate, and we'll see what happens here as there's going to be another meeting on the mound, and it's going to be a pitching change. So the player who's warming up in the bullpen will come on in. Try my best to grab their number here. So pitching change here in the 5th inning, and it's going to be Mason Graffs coming in. So Mason Graffs will get warm. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Graffs will square off against Evan Berg here in the bottom of the 5th after this.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
All right, we're back, rejoining you live here in the bottom of the 5th inning as Mason Graffs just finished up his warm-ups, facing off against Evan Berg. Berg 2 for 3, striking out a solo home run and then a double. Very good day at the plate for him as he takes the first pitch from Graffs for ball 1. West Fargo now outscoring their opponents 33-7 over their games here, and I'd like to give an assist to Mike for providing that stat for me, as the 1-0 is taken for ball 2. 2-0 now to Berg with Stahl over at first base. One down here in the 5th. Graffs looking for outs number 2 and 3. Berg will take for a strike. To 1 pitch. That one taken inside for ball 3. Berg now with a hitter's count at 3-1. Graffs will reset himself on the mound, working from the stretch. 3-1. Berg skies it out towards center field. Charging in is Muth on the run, and he makes the catch. Now firing back over to first. Sliding back in is Stahl. Impressive range by Seth Muth out in center as he makes the catch for out number 2. He made one heck of a catch over at the warning track, crashing into the wall, coming a few innings prior, and now that one charging in and making the catch. He also made a nice catch on the sacrifice fly that scored the first run of the inning for West Fargo. 2 down now for Matt Heupel with 1 on. Heupel 0 for 1, walking twice and then striking out. Runner goes with the pitch. Throw on the way from Haley, and it's a good one. And they got him. Hudson Haley throws him out to end the inning. What a play, and that's going to end the 5th. As 3 come across for West Fargo, they now lead by 3. 7-4 your score as we head towards the penultimate inning. It has been a great game, and we have more of it in store after this on Magnitude Sports.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate-controlled hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full-swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
All right, welcome back here in the top of the 6th inning. It's going to be Hudson Haley leading things off. Haley with a nice throw from the catcher position to catch the runner stealing to send it to the 6th. And he takes the first pitch for strike 1. Also, do have an update, as it's been confirmed now that Mitchell is 2-1 in the tournament, as they notched a 12-6 win over Ashland yesterday. That one, I believe, was the nightcap over here. Count now even at 1 to Haley. (1-1), and it's taken for a ball. So now with the 2-1 record in mind by Mitchell, that makes this game even more so important for who might advance out of pool play and into bracket play from the Northwestern pool. It looks to be a tight race here with Mitchell, Creighton Prep, and West Fargo all in the mix. Count is at 3-1 to Haley. Mitchell now with 6 outs to play with to make up the 3-run gap. And the pitch is going to be chopped up the middle of the infield, as charging in and making the play over at third is Evan Berg. He and Wiggistrand both going for it. Berg comes up with it and fires over to first for the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 5,
Brock Sparks up next. Sparks 0 for 2, grounding out and then striking out. Facing off against Skylar Horde, who's got 5 pitches now after facing his first batter of the game. West Fargo turning things over to their bullpen here in the latter half of the game, as the first pitch to Sparks is a ball. (1-0), that one taken for ball 2. (2-0) from Horde on the way. Outside for ball 3. 3-0 now to Brock Sparks. Maybe trying to spark a rally here in the top of the 6th. I'm sure he's never heard a pun like that before. 3-0, ball 4, and Sparks will walk. One on for Joe Vandersheld.
Up next, 6, Joe Overshield.
He's 0 for 1, grounding out and then walking. First pitch, and that one hit him. And another hit batter. You can't make this up. 2 on now for the top of the order, and Seth Muth. Muth 1 for 2, hit by a pitch, grounding out and then singling. Big chance here for Mitchell. First pitch, and Muth takes for a strike. Horde checking the runner. 0-1, and he's hit again. Muth hit by a pitch for the 2nd time in this game, and that loads the bases. Bases loaded now for Dylan Solik. This is the exact hitter that Mitchell wants to see step into the box in a situation like this. Going into this tournament, Dylan Solik driving in 25 runs, 12 extra base hits, an on-base percentage of .550, and a batting average of .427. And he leads Mitchell in extra base hits, on-base percentage, and batting average. What a big spot right here in the 6th. And a meeting on the mound here for West Fargo. It looks like that might be it for Skylar Horde. Horde is going to make way as there's a pitching change made here in a very high leverage situation. And coming onto the mound is Evan Berg. Berg coming over from third to take the bump. As he'll warm up, we'll take a quick break and be right back with maybe the at-bat of the game here on Magnitude. All right, here we go. Dylan Solik into the box. Sparks at third, Vanderscheld at second, Muth at first. Those are your faces on the bases for post 18 as Solik takes high for ball 1. Solik 0 for 1, walking, grounding out, and then hit by a pitch. He represents the go-ahead run in the batter's box. Tying run over at first, and Seth Muth. That one hit hard up the middle for a base hit. Coming home to score is Sparks as Vanderscheld will be held up over at third. One comes across, and it's back to a 2-run game. Solik able to come through in the clutch. Here comes Jonah Schmidt. Schmidt 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a strikeout. That first single for Schmidt brought home the first run of the game for either team. A 1-run single back in the top of the first. Schmidt takes for a strike. Berg out on the mound now. He needs to get 2 outs here to end the top of the 6th. And as for Mitchell, oh, so close to tying it up as that one sent out towards left field. Coming home to score is Vanderscheld. Muth is digging for the plate. Relay throw on the way, and he is safe. And now we got a pickle back between first and second as Schmidt will slide in safely. And it's a tie game, 7-7. How about that? Mitchell answering right back with 3 of their own. What a game. Runners on the corners for Jake Helleloyd. Helleloyd is 0 for 1, striking out and then hit by a pitch his last 2 times up. Still 1 down here in the top of the 6th as he takes for a ball. Pitch on the way and taken high for ball 2. 14 combined runs between these two teams. And still plenty of game left as Berg checks on the runner at first. Twists and turns all throughout for a while. West Fargo jumping out to a nice margin. But Mitchell just able to hang around there long enough as that one's driven out towards left and dropping for a hit. Solik's going to come home and Mitchell takes the lead. Big RBI for Jake Helleloyd. 8-7. 4 coming across here in the 6th. Runners on first and second base for Jace Larson. Larson 1 for 3, grounding out, flying out, and then a single his last time up. First pitch, a breaking ball, Larson takes. Those 4 runs scored by Mitchell in the top of the 6th, the highest scoring half inning we've seen in this game. Larson takes high for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch, that one tipped foul. Puts the count at 2-1. Nearing the 2-hour mark, and this one been a thriller. Hour 55 gone as we approach 11 o'clock, 10:56 your local time. Now the umpire just going to have a quick chat with the catcher Heisler. Maybe allowing him a second to cool off after taking a foul ball. And now they'll switch out balls and fire back to Berg. Usually common courtesy afforded. The pitcher, the ump, or I should say the catcher, the ump, or the batter maybe takes one. That they will give a brief pause and just let them cool off for a second. As Berg's pitch is taken for ball 3. And should Larson walk, that would load the bases for Peyton Mandel, who's in the on-deck circle. 3-1, and it's fouled straight back. Full count now at 3-2 to Jace Larson. Payoff pitch, survey says as the runners go, it's going to be popped up very, very high out in foul territory. And it's going to be caught for out number 2. Seth Wiggistrand now over at third base making the catch. Runners will hold up at their respective bases as it brings up Peyton Mandel. Mandel 0 for 2, striking out, walking, and then flying out. First pitch he will take just high for ball 1. 1-0 from Berg. Chopped through for a strike. Count now even. Berg head on a swivel, check between the runner and the batter as Mandel fouls off for strike 2. Big 1-2 pitch on the way. And he got him. Berg got him swinging to end the inning. First Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout of the game for Evan Berg, and that's going to do it here for the top half of the 6th inning as 2 are left on, but 4 coming across for Mitchell. And they now lead in the game, 8-7 your score, a 1-run game in favor of Mitchell. Turning back over to the Patriots here in the bottom of the 6th. Snap Heupel, Connor Enns, and Easton Heisler, the 3-2 up. And we'll see what they have in store after this good game, and we've got more right after this on Magnitude. All right, welcome back. Bottom of the sixth here in what has been a great game. 8-7 your score. Mitchell post 18 leading the West Fargo Patriots. Matt Heupel leading things off. Heupel walking his first 2 times up and then a strikeout in his previous trip to the plate. Some very high stakes in this game, as Heupel will take for ball 1. Of course, I mentioned it's a 3-horse race essentially right now for who can get out of this pool between Mitchell, West Fargo, and Creighton Prep. Now currently Mitchell leading, and if they are to hold that lead for the rest of the game, then it will be a 3-way tie between Mitchell, West Fargo, and Creighton Prep. And West Fargo would need to beat Creighton Prep in the following game to have a chance to advance out of the pool. And if they win, then the tiebreaker would come down to the least runs allowed per innings pitched. Count now 2-1 to Heupel. So head to head, and then runs allowed per innings pitched. And of course, with the 3-way tie, then that second tiebreaker would decide who advances out of the pool. So you're not going to want to go anywhere after this one, as we'll have a very exciting and big game coming up right after. That game's scheduled to start at 11:30. It'll be probably a tiny bit later. Should be about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. And it's a battle between Creighton Prep and West Fargo as Heupel walks to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Connor Enns up next. Enns is 1 for 2, reaching on a fielder's choice, singling and then walking. Looks like there's going to be a pinch runner as well. Cooper Borkart will go over to first base. The umpire making note of that. Borkart, and then it looks like we'll have a pinch hitter in Mason Stolting coming up after Enns, hitting in place of Easton Heisler. Stolting currently in the on-deck circle. Bunt being shown by Enns as he pops it up very high out towards the dugout. Foul bunt for strike 1. I don't think it's any secret West Fargo trying to advance the runner over there, adding some speed onto the base pass with Borkart, and Enns trying to square up the bunt. And showing bunt again. And it's dribbled very shallow. Going to be a tough play. Helleloyd barehands it and fires over to first as Borkart advances over to second. Sacrifice bunt will move the runner over. Runner in scoring position now for Mason Stolting. First at bat of the game for Stolting. In the previous game, Stolting able to notch a hit, a single, going 1 for 2 in that game, also scoring a run. And the lefty will dig in here in a big spot. First pitch, Stolting will take away for ball 1. Checking the runner. 1-0 line shot just by the shortstop and dropping into the outfield for a hit. Borkart holding up at third. It's a base knock for Mason Stolting. And now Stolting taking out for second, and he's in. That puts 2 in scoring position. And up next, it's going to be Carter Olean. Olean is 1 for 1, hit by a pitch, walking, and then a triple his last time up. Olean, big chop for strike 1. West Fargo with 11 hits in the game, and number 12 just might give them the lead. 0-1 from Graffs. Breaking ball taken high. Count even at 1. One pitch. And it's fouled off. Olean sending it back into the backstop. 1-2. And a massive pitch upcoming from Mason Graffs. Taken for a ball. Olean laying off, and the count even. Back into the box. Stakes being raised with every pitch thrown. Two. And that one's taken high for ball 3. And it's a full count at 3-2. First base is open. Should Olean walk, that would load the bases for the top of the order. Brennan Hammond waiting in the wings in the on-deck circle. Taken for ball 4, and Olean walks. Bases loaded now for Brennan Hammond. Hammond 1 for 2, a flyout, a single, walking, and then a sacrifice fly. And what a moment this is. First pitch to Hammond, the leadoff man, and he takes low for ball 1. Haley able to block that one. Borkart with some speed over at third base was eager to pounce, but Haley able to keep him at bay. One-0 pitch. That one line shot getting through for a hit. Coming home to score is Borkart. Being held up at third is Stolting, and it's back to a tie game. 8-8. Another twist of the drama. Brings up Seth Wiggistrand. First, a meeting on the mound. Mitchell, post 18, gathering around the bump end. Going to talk things over here. It's 1 down with Wiggistrand coming into the box. Wiggistrand 1 for 3. And of course, that line out was in a very similar situation. Bases loaded with 1 away. The line out turning into a double play. Mitchell hoping for more of the same here. One coming across for West Fargo in the bottom of the 6th, tying it up, and they have 2 outs to play with here with the bases juiced. Stolting over at third, Olean at second, Hammond at first. Those are your faces on the bases for the Patriots. 2 hours and 8 minutes into this one, reaching its exciting climax. First pitch, a strike to Wiggistrand. Oh, 1. Wiggistrand, big swing, strike 2. And the strikeout here would go a long way for Mitchell. Taken for a ball. Wiggistrand able to lay off. One ball and 2 strikes. Popped up very high, out towards the shallow part of the outfield, as it's going to be caught out at short for out number 2. Runners holding up. Bases remain loaded now, 2 down, and it's Trey Stalker coming into the box. Stalker, who has been the star of the Gopher Classic for West Fargo, continuing his great work at the plate. He's 2 for 2 today with a single, hit by pitch, walking, and then doubling. And Stalker takes for ball 1.
How about number 3, Trey Stalker.
Stalker with back-to-back 3 RBI games in this tournament. And a chance for a few more as Stalker flares it out over towards second. And a nice play by Larson to end the inning. Sliding to a knee and making the catch, and we're going to the 7th, tied up. 3 stranded as 1 come across for West Fargo. It's 8-8 as we approach the 7th inning, and an exciting finish on our hands. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the start of the 7th after this.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Why do I choose to work here? It's the people. It's the feeling that you get when you've been gone for a weekend and everybody's genuinely happy to see you and you're so happy to see them too.
They are wonderful. The staff is wonderful. They are so friendly. They're so happy all the time.
It's a family. It's just that overall culture that we have. It's a great culture, and I'm very lucky to be a part of it.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
All right, welcome back. Inning of regulation has zipping into the box and leading things off here. A pinch hitter in the number 7 hole for Mitchell. Actually, Riley McGinnick, as I misread that. So Riley McGinnick leading things off in the 7th. Facing off against Evan Berg, who had 17 pitches in his first inning of relief work. Berg fires high and tight for ball 1. This one of the biggest games of all of pool play. Both these teams very much in the thick of it to make it to bracket play. Of course, only one team qualifies for bracket play. There's 16 total pools, and the winner of all 16 advance. And bracket play will take place on Monday and Tuesday, and should West Fargo make it, we'll be right there with them, covering them in their journey in the Gopher Classic. 1-1 finds his own for strike 2. It seems as if the run did not get added for West Fargo, so I'll fix that when I get the chance. 1-2, and he got him. Berg strikes him out for the first out of the inning. Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout brings up Brock Sparks. Big at bat for Sparks, who's 0 for 2, grounding out, striking out, and then walking. He's looking at a 1-0 count. Sparks sends it high into the sky. That one will be carrying out towards the outfield, then it's going to be caught for out number 2. That looks to be Caleb Deere making the catch. Two down now for the next man up, Joe Vanderscheld. So Deere at second, Hammond at short, and Wiggistrand at third. A few changes made across the diamond after Evan Berg came into the game. The count is at 0-1. Second pitch from Berg. Breaking ball, finding the zone for strike 2. Looking for a big 1-2-3 inning. Oh, 2, and that one high and tight for a ball. One and 2. That one just tapped foul. Berg deals again, and Vanderscheld lays off. Count even at 2. 2s across the board here in the top of the 7th. And it's taken high for what appears to actually be ball 4. So he'll walk and put one on with 2 down. Apologies about that, as it brings up Seth Muth. As Berg seems to be confused. I had a 2-2 count on my phone. As now it looks like they will make a substitution on the base path. Now the umpires are going to meet out near the mound and converse. So I believe at the moment what's being discussed is if that was ball 3 or ball 4. Putting a runner on with 2 down here. Lucas Bennett is the runner over at first, coming in as a courtesy runner. We'll see what exactly the umpires conclude here as they meet out in the shallow part of the infield. And now they're going to say 3-2, so it was 3-2. Inning hanging in the balance. And I'm not crazy after all. Payoff pitch up the middle, carrying out towards shortstop. Hammond firing over to first, and he makes the play. Brennan Hammond ends the top of the 7th. And we're going to the bottom. A huge 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no nothing. And an exciting finish on our hands. Can West Fargo walk it off? We'll see, as we'll take a quick time for a hero to step up after this on Magnitude Sports.
Signorama of Fargo is the trusted, preferred signage vendor of NDSU athletics. The global leader in the sign and graphic industry, Signorama is the way to grow your business. Competitive prices, free consultations and estimates, signage solutions that fit your budget. Signorama is locally owned and committed to community support. Trusted by the Bison, be a championship business with Signorama. Call or go online at sarvalley.com.
Welcome back to the Gopher Classic. It's the bottom of the 7th. It's a tie game, and it's the 4, 5, and 6 coming to the plate. Griffin Stahl, Evan Berg, and Matt Heupel. And the music says it all. One of those could be a hero as they face off against Mason Grafs here in the bottom of the 7th and final inning of regulation. 2 hours and 19 minutes into this one, and it's been a thriller. Wall-to-wall great baseball. It's a catch for out number 1. So apologies about that. Caleb Deere coming in. Of course, now over at second base. And he flies out to start the bottom of the 7th. Evan Berg up next, and Berg has been a menace at the plate. 2 for 4, striking out, a home run, a double, and then a flyout. Berg also coming in and doing some relief work as he takes the first pitch for ball 1. That one just missing the zone for ball 2. After Evan Berg, it'll be Cooper Borkart that'll come and hit. Borkart hitting in the spot of Matt Heupel. 2-0 inside for ball 3. And the winning run now on the base paths for West Fargo. Enter Cooper Borkart. First at bat of the game for him. He's got a runner on first with 1 down. Evan Berg, the winning run over at first base. First pitch, and Borkart takes for a strike. Oh, 1. That one missing the zone to even the count. One pitch taken for a ball. Taking off for second is Berg, and he's in standing up. Rounding the bag and holding up on the passed ball. And now the winning run in scoring position. 2-1 to Borkart. And now time is going to be called. Brief meeting on the mound between pitcher and catcher, and we'll reset. Two, 1. Taken for ball 3. On deck is Connor Enns, and now the infield is going to come in, as well as the manager here for Mitchell. They're going to talk things over on the bump. Berg over at second after the passed ball. The count is at 3-1 to Cooper Borkart. And they're going to try and chalk something up and get out of this inning. Of course, should they retire the next 2 hitters, or retire 2 hitters in succession without allowing a run, then the game would go to extras. Of course, West Fargo no stranger to extra innings in tournament play. As Borkart will now step back into the box. Looks to be a different catcher as well for Mitchell. As Haley, who dons the number 9, is but not behind the plate. Looks to be Landon Waddle who's behind the plate. As that pitch is grounded over towards short. Firing over to first. On the way and in time for out number 2. A huge second out. As Berg will hold up over at second. Now 1 out away from extra innings. And it's Connor Enns settling in. Game now resting on his shoulders. Enns is 1 for 2. First pitch sending out towards left field. Tracking back is Sparks near the warning track. And he makes the catch. And we're going to extras. 7 innings is not enough. It's 8-8 between these 2 teams. And we've got more baseball. Great game on our hands, and we get some more of it. Back with the top of the 8th after this on Magnitude Sports.
Do you have a teen ready for driving lessons? Don't know what they need to do or when things need to be done? If busyness keeps you from driving with them, then Gotta Go Driving School is the place to call. Jeff Weber at Gotta Go Driving School has been teaching driving lessons to all age groups since 1991. Call Jeff at Gotta Go Driving, 238-0236. Jeff will tell you to start planning ahead now. Don't wait. Got a new driver? Then it's Gotta Go Driving School. Talk to Jeff or go online at gottagodrivingschool.com.
All right, welcome back. We're here in the 8th. It's free baseball. Great game between Mitchell Post 18 and the West Fargo Patriots. And we're all knotted up as we approach the 8th. It's going to be the top of the order due up for Mitchell. Seth Muth, Dylan Solik, and Jonah Schmidt. They'll face off against Evan Berg, who's on 30 pitches on the game. 12 balls and 18 strikes for him. 2 hours and 26 minutes into this one. Still got about an hour and a half to go before we can top the legendary 4-hour affair coming a few weeks ago out in Omaha. But this game has proved to live up to the hype. These two teams very much in the mix to advance to bracket play, which would start tomorrow. A lot at stake. The following game was scheduled to start at 11:30 between West Fargo and Creighton Prep. But now we'll have to wait a little bit, as we've still got a score to settle here. Now, waiting around here as it looks like the managers conversing about something in between the innings, and they head back to their respective dugouts. The umpire will retake his spot behind the plate, and we're ready to kick off extra innings. Eric Tiongson here with Magnitude Sports, and I'd like to thank all of you guys for being along for the ride here today. As it's been an early morning, but hope it's been worth it to wake up for such a great game like this one. Here is Seth Muth. Muth takes the first pitch, a fastball for ball one. Muth 1 for 2, hit by pitch, grounding out, singling, and then hit by pitch again. And he's had a few nice plays out in center field. Nearly hit by a pitch for the third time there. 2-0. Berg fires a fastball in for strike one. Two-one on the way. And it's taken low for ball three. Berg from the windup. Pitch taken outside for ball four, and Muth will walk. One up and one on for Mitchell. Good start here in extras. That brings up Dylan Solik. Solik 1 for 2, walking, grounding out, hit by a pitch, and then singling. Solik takes for ball one.
Now batting number 8, Dylan Solik.
This game getting started back at 9 a.m. sharp, and now your time 11:30 as we approach the PM hours of the day. Pitch taken for a strike, 1-1. But it is not a game that's felt like it's dragged on. Had excitement and twists and turns at every corner. 1-1, breaking ball, breaking outside for a ball. Berg will check the runner, firing back and checking on Muth. Here's the 2-1. That one just missing the zone, low and away for ball three. 3-1 to Solik. Muth walking to start the inning off, and Solik on the verge of joining him. 3-1 high for ball four, and Solik walks. 2 up and 2 on.
Now batting number 11, Jonah Schmidt.
Here comes Jonah Schmidt. And what a great game he's had at the dish. 3 for 4 with 3 singles and 3 RBI. First pitch to the dangerous Schmidt, and he takes high for ball one. And Schmidt almost looking like he was ready to prime his swing, but laying off as it finds the zone for strike one. One from Berg. That one sent out, carrying out towards the gap, over towards the wall, and it bounces off the wall. Extra bases. Muth digging for home, as is Solik, and both are going to get in and score. It is a 2-run triple for Jonah Schmidt, and Mitchell takes the lead in extras. Schmidt with his 4th hit of the game. Have a day.
Now batting, number 21, Jake Larson.
Schmidt driving in 5 of the 10 runs for Mitchell in the game. And they take a 2-run lead in extras, 10-8 your score. Jake Helleloyd to follow, still 0 outs. And he takes for ball 1. Helleloyd 1 for 2, striking out, hit by a pitch back-to-back times, and then singling. That one taken for ball 2. 2 in the top of the 8th for Mitchell, and they're threatening for more. Run number 11 just 90 feet away. Pitch chopped on the ground and foul. Count at 2-1. Berg deals again, and it's fouled off again, 2-2. Two on the way. And that one is going to be carrying out towards the shallow part of the infield and outfield as Schmidt comes home to score. One more comes across, and it's 11-8. Jake Helleloyd with an RBI single. And that Mitchell dugout fired up. 3 here in the top of the 8th for them. Up next is Jace Larson after a brief meeting on the mound for West Fargo. Larson settles in with a runner on first and 0 outs. He's 1 for 4 grounding out, flying out, singling, and then flying out. Bunt being shown. Back up towards the pitcher. Berg fumbling it and firing over to first for out number 1. Helleloyd will advance over to second. Chalk that up as a sacrifice bunt. Runner in scoring position now for Peyton Mandel. He's 0 for 3, striking out, walking, flying out, and then striking out again. Berg's pitch inside, and that one got a piece of him. And another hit batter. Puts runners on first and second. It's going to be Landon Waddle settling in. Waddle in at catcher now. Batting with 2 on and 1 away. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. From Berg. That one fouled straight back to even the count. 1-1. Berg from the stretch. Pitch finding the zone for strike 2. 1-2 now to Waddle. One-two pitch, and it finds the zone for strike 3. Berg gets him looking for a Buffalo Wild Wings strikeout, And your second out of the inning. Brock Sparks to follow. Sparks 0 for 3, grounding out, striking out, walking, and then flying out. Pitch on the way, and he takes high and away for ball 1. From Berg into the zone for a strike. 1-1 to the number 8 hitter. Lloyd at second, Mandel over at first. 1-1 pitch on the ground over towards Hammond at short. Picking and firing over to first, and it finds the glove of ends in time for out number 3. That's going to do it for the top half of the 8th inning. Extra innings here on Magnitude Sports. 3 coming across for Mitchell as they take a 3-run lead, 11-8. And we'll see if they can close it out here in the bottom of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. Exciting finish on our hands right after this here on Magnitude Sports.
Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
All right, welcome back to the bottom of the 8th. And it's do or die time for West Fargo. They trail by 3 in extra innings. And we'll see what they have in store here, as it looks like it's going to be another pinch hitter. Peyton Jancy coming in. Jancy hitting in the number 8 spot. Mason Stolting hit here last time. Jancy with a home run in his previous game. That home run being his 1 hit thus far in the Gopher Classic. Jancy taking the pitch for ball 1. Jancy 1 for 5, scoring 2 runs, and of course, driving home the run on the home run. Takes for ball 2. That one landing in a very similar spot to where Evan Berg's was. (2-0) and Jancy takes for a strike. Now 43 pitches for Mason Graffs, 24 balls and 19 strikes for him. Coming in relief a few innings ago. Trying to close this game out. Jancy line shot for a base hit. And that's the start that West Fargo was looking for. Single for Peyton Jancy to lead things off. Up next is Carter Olean. Olean is 1 for 1, hit by a pitch. Walking, hitting a triple, and then walking again. And at this point, every spot is a big spot for West Fargo. 3 outs to play with to make up the 3-run gap. First pitch, he swings for strike 1. Oh, 1 to Olean, who sends that one high, carrying out towards foul territory. Going to be a close call as it drops just foul. 0-2 to Olean. Graffs and Mitchell looking for the first out of the inning. About 2 hours and 41 minutes into the game. One of the longer ones that we've had in our history here at Magnitude. As the 0-2 hit him. Carter Olean hit by pitch again. That has been the story of this game. And it puts on 2 with 0 down for the top of the order in Brennan Hammond. And now it looks like the infield coming in. It's going to be a pitching change as that'll do it for Mason Graffs on the mound. And we'll see who takes his spot here. His task is going to be getting 3 outs without surrendering 3 runs. And it looks as if the new man out on the mound is going to be Jonah Schmidt. So Schmidt will come over from first base and take the bump, coming in relief here in the bottom of the 8th. Your time 11:43. For those that might be looking for the West Fargo Creighton prep game, that is actually not started yet, as this being the first game of the morning out at the University of Northwestern into extra innings, running a bit long, so that'll push things back here for the remainder of the day out at Northwestern. Warming up is Schmidt, as we'll see who takes his spot over at first. Jancy over at second, Carter Olean at first. Brennan Hammond, who's 2 for 3, is in the batter's box. And we'll take a quick break while he warms up and be back with a big at-bat after this.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, welcome back. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Jonah Schmidt finishing up his warm-up tosses. Coming in a very big spot here with 2 on and 0 outs for the top of the order. Due up is Brennan Hammond, Seth Wiggistrand, and Trey Stalker. We'll see what exactly is in store here as we are through 2 hours and 44 minutes of play. Of course, just a few weeks ago, the record for the longest broadcast was 2 hours and 59 minutes for a baseball game. Then we saw a 2 hour and 58-minute game between West Fargo and Grand Island out at the Creighton Prep Tournament. And then, of course, the 4-hour game between West Fargo and Westside. Here is Brennan Hammond, Seth Wiggistrand in the on-deck circle. First pitch of the game from Schmidt. And it's going to be taken for ball 1. (1-0) high for ball 2. Hammond back into the box. Hammond now with 4 hits in the tournament, as he takes for ball 3. 3-0 to Brennan Hammond. Should he walk, that would load the bases. Hammond is 4 for 6 on the tournament, maintaining his .666 batting average. And he takes for ball 4. He walks. Bases loaded now for Seth Wiggistrand. What a chance for West Fargo. Wiggistrand 1 for 4 on the game. Also bringing home a run and scoring 1. Schmidt deals, Wiggistrand takes, in for strike 1. And now for Schmidt and the rest of Mitchell, it's time to get to work with the bases juiced. They need 3 outs to close this one out. 0-1 in for strike 2. Schmidt may be finding his groove a little bit. (0-2) and Wiggistrand ducking away. Nearly another hit batter. 1-2 pitch. Taken high for ball 2. Both these teams' dugouts on their feet, leaning against the fence and the railing. Creighton Prep fans and players tuning in as that pitch is taken for ball 3. It's all eyes on Mitchell and West Fargo. Bases loaded. Wiggistrand hits it the other way and it gets through for a hit. Coming home to score is Jancy, and now being waved home is Olean. That one all the way to the wall. Coming home is Hammond. Wiggistrand to third, and Wiggistrand is going to be held up with a game-tying triple. 11-11. Unbelievable. Just when you think you've seen it all, something even crazier happens. Three coming across with one swing of the bats, and now enter Trey Stalker. Stalker 6 for 9 on the tournament. And Stalker sends that one down the line, and that's going to win it. Stalker walks it off. West Fargo staying in the mix. What a thrilling game. 12-11 your final score. West Fargo winning another marathon affair. 2 hours and 48 minutes in the books. And they win it on a Trey Stalker walk-off in extra innings. 4 coming across in the bottom of the 8th, and that's going to do it. For Eric Tiongson here at Magnitude Sports, I'd like to thank each and every one of you today for tuning in from wherever you may be. And I hope that each and every one of you had as much fun watching this game as I had doing it. One final time, a Trey Stalker walk-off wrapping this up here in the morning game. The starter here out at Northwestern. 12-11 your final score, and the Patriots have all to play for as they take on Creighton Prep in a heavyweight battle. That one coming up next. We'll sign off here. Hope to see you all again soon, and have a great morning, and hope to see you all again for West Fargo and Creighton Prep.
Seating has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, and visit our website at magnitudesn.com. for a schedule of our upcoming broadcasts.